Welcome back to the Global Ledger. I'm Justin. There are few phrases in modern finance that generate more excitement, but also more confusion. That is tokenized collateral. Some people hear this phrase and think this is the future of money. This will replace banks. This makes settlement instant and risk-free. Others hear it and think this is just crypto repackaged, or this introduces new fragility, or I've heard this solves nothing important. Today's episode is not about any of this hype that we may hear, and it's not about dismissing it either. This episode is about placing tokenized collateral exactly where it belongs in the global financial system. What it actually changes, what it does not change, and why repo, not payments, is where the real implications live. Because if tokenization matters anywhere, it matters inside collateral plumbing, not retail wallets. Let's begin. Before we talk about tokenization, we need to ground ourselves in reality. Collateral is not just an asset backing a loan. Collateral is a claim, it is a liquidity transformation tool, and it is a trust substitute in wholesale markets. In repo markets, collateral does three things at once. It secures funding, it creates price discipline, and it determines access to liquidity. High-quality collateral doesn't just sit there. It moves, rehypothecates, anchors balance sheets, and supports leverage. Repo is not about borrowing cash. Repo is about borrowing trust temporarily. And trust is scarce. So what is tokenization? What does it actually mean? Tokenization does not magically turn assets into money. Tokenization means representing a legal claim to an asset. It means on a digital ledger, with programmable rules and potentially faster transfer and reconciliation. Okay? Let me repeat that. Tokenization means representing a legal claim to an asset on a digital ledger with programmable rules and potentially faster transfer and reconciliation. A token is not the asset. It is a wrapper around the claim. This distinction really, really matters. I think it's so important. If the legal claim fails, the token is meaningless. If settlement fails, the token doesn't save you. If the underlying collateral isn't trusted, the token adds nothing. Tokenization changes how claims move, not what claims are. Repo, in this case, with tokenized collateral, is the real test case. Okay? Payments get headlines. Repo runs the system. Repo markets finance dealers, stabilize bond markets, anchor short-term rates, and transmit monetary policy. If repo breaks, everything breaks. Tokenization is compelling here because repo suffers from fragmented settlement, intraday liquidity stress, collateral mobility constraints, and operational frictions between custodians, CCPs, and dealers. Tokenized collateral could reduce settlement latency, improve collateral reuse efficiency. It could lower intraday margin pressure, and it could improve transparency of collateral chains. But in this matters, only if integrated into existing market structure, not layered on top of it. Let's talk about what tokenization does not fix. Tokenization does not eliminate leverage cycles, remove margin calls, prevent fire sales, replace dealers, or eliminate the need for central bank backstops. In stress, markets do not fail because settlement is slow. They fail because balance sheets refuse to intermediate risk. A token cannot force a dealer to lend. A ledger cannot create risk appetite. And code cannot manufacture trust. Liquidity is a human decision, not a technical process. I think it's important to talk about the real risks no one seems to mention. Tokenized collateral introduces new concentrations of risk. Okay, very important. If anybody out there is thinking or considering dabbling in tokenized assets. So number one, here are the concentrations of risk I don't hear talked about enough. Okay, number one, operational centralization. Okay, so if everyone relies on the same rails, outages become systemic. Okay, that's the concentration of risk with operational centralization. Okay. Number two, legal ambiguity. Questions here. Okay, who has priority in bankruptcy? Token holders, custodians, smart contracts. Okay, that's number two, legal ambiguity. Number three, where I think new concentrations of risks are at. Okay, number three, false liquidity. Assets may appear liquid until stress tests the redemption mechanism. Okay, really important. Maybe, and I don't have these in any specific, order of priority or anything. I'm just naming them. Number four, regulatory arbitrage. Think about this. Faster movement does not mean safer movement. Okay, in other words, tokenization may reduce visible friction while increasing hidden fragility. These are important. Okay, so here where I think, I'll repeat these four. New concentrations of risks. Operational centralization, legal ambiguity, false liquidity, and regulatory arbitrage. Okay. Where do I think tokenization makes sense? I think tokenization works best when applied to high-quality collateral, inside regulated frameworks, with clear legal finality, okay, and dealer balance sheets still matter. Okay. Think some examples. Think treasury collateral mobility. Think intraday margin efficiency. Think cross-platform collateral optimization. Okay, think better transparency, not disintermediation. Okay, the future here is evolution, not revolution. Okay, very important. So as we talk about tokenized collateral, I think this brings us to the next natural step. Okay, if collateral can be tokenized, if settlement can be faster, if ledgers can be shared, then what about money itself? Is digital central bank money a new form of currency, or just upgraded payment rails, or something else entirely? That question deserves its own episode because it's one of the most misunderstood debates in modern finance. In the next episode, we'll tackle one of the most controversial topics. Okay, that is central bank digital currencies. Is this money or is it a payment technology? Because before we argue about the future of money, we need to be very clear about what money already is. I want to thank you for listening to episode 84 of The Global Ledger. I'm Justin, and thank you for being here.